Hello, I am Dr. Brenda Wells. I am the Department Chair of the Department of Finance and Insurance in the College of Business at East Carolina University, and I want to welcome you to this video. I'm going to be talking to you briefly about the Risk Management and Insurance Program in the Department of Finance and Insurance. I think you'll find we have a lot to offer. This should be particularly interesting, I hope, if you are lost and looking for that major and you haven't found it yet. Hear me out. Give me a chance. First of all, let me give you some advice from somebody who's probably, odds are, a good bit older than you are if you're a college student. Any major, I don't care which major you choose, but it should have four things. It should give you four fundamental things. Number one, you should like it. Do you enjoy the classes? I can't tell you over the years how many people I have seen go through college and they're basically not happy with their major and they chose it for all the wrong reasons, such as, my mom wanted me to major in this, or my dad said this is where I could make the most money, when in reality they don't like the major. So you should like it. Number two, your degree should be marketable. Can you get a job? The Risk Management and Insurance Program has a 100% employment rate of students who get involved in the program and do the activities and the things that we present and make available to them. Is it flexible? Can you get lots of different career options out of it? Yes. We have in the risk management and insurance field, we have jobs for everybody. If you want to walk in the door at work at 8 a.m. and walk out at 5 p.m. and not take your work home with you, those jobs exist. If you want to really crank it, work hard, travel the globe, get out from behind a desk, we have jobs like that too. We have jobs of a myriad of options with some are desk jobs, some are not desk jobs, and some require travel, some don't require travel. If you're geographically limited, here's the cool thing. Insurance is everywhere, everywhere. So even if you're sitting here going, I want to live and work in Bolivia, North Carolina, we can get you there. We can get you there. I do encourage you to open up your geographic options if you can, because it gives you more flexibility in your career. But if you have geographic limitations, we'll be glad to help you try and accommodate those. And finally, do the professors in the program care about you and your success? This is important. Your professors, I don't care what your major is, I don't care if it's in business or outside of business, your professors should know your name, they should know who you are, they should know what your goals are, and they should care enough to ask and find out. We, in this program, we even give out our cell phone numbers, the faculty, and I'll introduce you to them in just a few minutes. But the faculty here, we're accessible, we are available. We help our students find jobs and internships. We do it ourselves. We don't send them down the hall to the Career Center. We do that ourselves. Those are the kinds of things that we believe are very important for your success. Now, let's talk for a minute. What is risk management? Well, everybody faces risk. You look, do you recognize this ship in the left photo? Okay, that was a Carnival cruise ship that capsized off the coast of Italy. The captain was drunk and he turned over that huge ship and killed a few people. And on top of that, he got off the ship and ran away. I think he's serving the rest of his life out in prison. But the reality is, when you go on a cruise, bad things can happen. That's a risk you take. 9/11, those people that got up and went to work that morning, they didn't know what was coming. None of us did. And I was, I remember that day. I can remember where I was. But there was so much more to that loss than just the loss of life. There was tremendous property damage. A lot of businesses were put out of business because of the destruction of the properties. There were all kinds of things that the insurance industry had to pay for and had protected the owners of the building against. I don't know if you want a car in your roof, but it could happen. When you're driving every day that you get behind the wheel of a car, you take a risk. You might hit someone, they might hit you, and insurance helps to protect you against those losses and against any injuries you might cause other people to suffer. And what about workplace safety? You've got people on the job that get hurt every day and they have to be protected. Risk managers analyze and discover risk that we may not know about, and then they create a plan to survive it. Insurance is simply one risk management tool that covers the costs of unexpected and oftentimes catastrophic losses. Insurance is not a bank. Insurance is a loss sharing mechanism in which the members of the insurance pool all put in money, and the people who have losses take the money out and use it to recover economically. Every year that you buy insurance and don't file a claim is a good year. I always hear people say, well, I paid for insurance all those years and I didn't get anything. Yes, you did. What you got was protection, and if something bad had happened, they would have paid you. Insurance increases financial security by assuring financial recovery. It makes you a better credit risk because no bank is going to cover your home or your new car if you can't insure it. And it's, as a result, a major stabilizing force in the U.S. and world economies. You may have heard some good things about insurance. You may have seen some silly commercials about it. And you may know somebody who works in insurance. There are many different types of insurance. We are what is known as a property and liability program. We teach homeowners, auto, business coverages, and things of that nature. We do not teach or help with careers in life insurance or health insurance. Those are a different type of insurance. But I promise you, the property and liability insurance industry is what makes our economy function. Without it, we would have a lot of problems. The insurance industry is a very stable, almost recession-proof employment sector. I'll tell you, when the 2008 meltdown came, I had been teaching there for several years, and I had been teaching insurance for several years. Not one of my alumni called me and said, I lost my job. They all kept their jobs. They all had job security. And the people working in insurance, quite frankly, are getting old. The average age is something like 60 something. These people are retiring and they need to be replaced. So I came through college in the 1980s, and what took my generation 10 to 15 years to accomplish in terms of moving up, you can accomplish in 5 to 7 years. We have jobs in information technology, human resources, marketing, management, and then there are some very specific insurance careers that I'll talk about. Okay, production is selling insurance. Now, before you tune me out, you go, oh, I don't want to sell, I don't want to be on commission. We're not the door-to-door salespeople that give commission sales a bad name. In insurance, property and liability insurance, we are more of a solution provider, like a lawyer or an accountant. We help businesses and individuals figure out what they need to protect themselves against different types of risk. The salaries started in North Carolina at around $45,000 to $50,000 a year, but there's no upper limit on what you can earn. If you get on commission, and if you're good at sales, you want to be on commission. There's no upper limit. I know people in this business that make 6 figures a year. I know people that make 7 figures a year. So it's a very lucrative industry. If you've ever thought about selling for a living, give us a chance. This is a great career. When you go to apply with an agent for insurance, they send your application off to the insurance company, and an underwriter who is very analytical and inquisitive looks at your application and says, do we want to sell to you, if you've never had a moving violation, you've never had an accident, of course we want to sell you auto insurance. But what if you're the guy who's had 2 DUIs and drives a vintage sports car, and you just got your license back? We can cover you too, but only underwriters who specialize in high-risk drivers will sell to you. So different types of underwriters do different types of business and different types of things. The salaries we are seeing now are between 60 and 65, starting salaries with a college degree. 5 years experience, you will be making $100,000. I saw someone recently, one of our grads who graduated 2 years ago, is 24 years old, is an underwriter, went from making 60 something thousand to $96,000 this year. 24 years old, making $96,000. Student loans are paid off. He's in great shape. The money is out there. These are not flashy jobs that you may have heard of, but the money is out there. And then there are the people who help with claims, people who have to figure out what happened in this accident, or was this fire, was it arson? So they're very much the detectives, and they protect both the customer and the insurance company with careful analysis of losses. They make sure the insurance pool doesn't run out of money, and their salaries are similar to underwriters. Risk managers manage risk for, say, a company. Can you imagine being a risk manager for a hospital? Let's just take that as an example. A hospital, you've got to worry about property being damaged. You've got to worry about equipment malfunctioning. You've got to worry about staff showing up for work drunk and injuring a patient. You've got to worry about power outages because people are on life support. So risk managers do some very cool things. An experienced risk manager is now making well over $200,000 a year. Entry-level risk analysts make about $50,000 a year, but you can move up pretty fast. So how can I help you? What can I do? I'm going to tell you about our RMI concentration in the Department of Finance and Insurance. We offer a BSBA, a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, with a concentration in risk management and insurance. Again, we have flexibility. You can do whatever you want to do. You can be marketable. We do have a 100% job placement rate of those who get involved in our program. Now, you might run into somebody who says, I didn't get a job. Ask them what they did. Did they go on trips with us? Did they come to meetings? Did they do the types of professional development things that we told them were really important? We will help you with your job placement. Almost everyone who is a true dedicated student in our program gets a scholarship if they apply for one. We have tons of money from the insurance industry to travel, to go to conferences and take trips. We go to London once a year. Most of our travel is absolutely free to our students. Our meals are covered. Our transportation is covered. Now, London costs a whole $500, but that's 8 days. That's your airfare, your hotel, most meals, tours, all kinds of things for $500. Why can I do that? Because the insurance industry wants you to join them, and they have given us the money to get you out there to see what a wonderful career that it is. Bottom line, you will get caring, experienced faculty who teach practical, real-world topics that you can use as soon as you graduate. I am, again, Brenda Wells. I am the Robert F. Byrd Distinguished Professor of Risk and Insurance. You can read my slide. I'm not going to read it to you. But I am the director and founder of the program. I was hired in 2009 to start this program, so we're fairly young as far as academic programs go. We have our teaching instructor, Professor Kurt Fickling, who was hired a few years after I was. We brought him in to help with the program. He teaches a lot of our classes. He's very active, very energetic, and he loves working with ECU students. Absolutely loves it. We also have Dr. David M. Poozer, who is the IIANC NCSLA W. Kurt Fickling Professor in Risk Management Insurance. And he has more than 10 years experience. He's the baby of the bunch, but he does a lot with the industry and serves as a board member in some very interesting industry associations. And he also loves working with the students, as do I. Let me talk to you now about Gamma Iota Sigma. This is our student organization that's open to all majors. We offer networking and job opportunities, travel opportunities, community service projects, and social outings. We go all kinds of places. We go to Stumpy's and throw axes. We go to wine and design and paint. We have retreats. We do all kinds of fun things together. If you're interested, a great place to start is by taking Finance 3154. This is a consumer-oriented practical course to give you an overview of risk management, and insurance, how to buy your insurance, how to deal with the claims process, careers in insurance, and preparation for real life after graduation. I guarantee you that course will pay for itself the first time you have to shop for insurance. And I have bad news for you. At some point, your parents, if you're on their insurance, will kick you off, and you're going to have to buy your own. Here are just a few photos of things that we've done. We go everywhere we can in the big pirate bus. We tour offices. We go. We've been hosted and taken to Dave and Buster's. We do all kinds of fun things. It's a great program. Here's a picture of our last group that went to London. This is my house. I used to, I kind of moved out in the country, so I don't do this anymore, but I would if you talked me into it. It wouldn't be hard. I cooked Mexican food for all my students. I lived in Texas for 17 years and really learned how to cook Mexican food. So I like to cook and entertain my students. We go to Myrtle Beach. We go all kinds of places and have fun. We go to the Gamma International Conference, which is a great outing. Every year it's in a different city. This year it was Baltimore. Last year it was Charlotte. Sometimes it's in Dallas, Texas. Next year it's going to be in Indianapolis. And this was one of our most recent outings. I mentioned that we like to go paint. We painted pirate. It was a lot of fun. Now, You've been patient with me. If you've made it this far in the video, I thank you so much for sticking with me. I just want to show you a few of our alumni. Graham Warren, class of 2011. He's not even in insurance anymore, but he got the skills he needed to have a very successful career at Cisco. Trevor Black, also in the same class, has a very nice career and living in Raleigh, which is where he wanted to be. Tyler Searles, same thing. A.B. Robinson, she gets to live in Wilmington near the beach. Brody wanted to go to Atlanta. Javon wanted to stay in Raleigh. Michelle wanted to go to Charlotte. Andrew Hardy went all the way to Dallas, Texas. Houston went to Charlotte. Houston is 30, 32 at the time of this recording, somewhere in there. And he is a senior vice president of a major insurance organization. Again, the upward mobility, the opportunities are there. Jackie Fernandez, class of 2019, is a professional liability broker in West Palm Beach, Florida. And I've been to see her down there, and it's a beautiful environment to be in. Jerron Fox, class of 2021, surety bond underwriter in Orlando, Florida. He's doing great. Casey Alexander just graduated this year, and he has also moved to Florida. So for more information, first of all, feel free to reach out to me. At the bottom of this slide is my email address, my cell phone number, and my office location. Check out our website, email us, or follow us on Facebook. You're also welcome to make appointments with any of us you'd like to talk with, including Professor Kirk Fickling and Dr. David Puser.